One of the most beautiful things you can do for yourself is investing early, investing in assets that will buy you freedom future. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Nigerian stock moves and the stocks you should be looking into. And this is very interesting because we had a couple of pullbacks in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. All share index, and some stocks actually pulled back due to profit taking, but now it seems like the coast is getting clear. So let's talk all about it. But first of all, let's celebrate 2,000 amazing subscribers. Yes, we just hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone, for those who have watched my videos, for those who are in the community, for those who have been learning from the things I've been teaching, for everything. Thank you for learning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing these videos to your friends. Thank you most importantly for doing the things that I have mentioned, I have told you. I've seen people who send mails to me, people who post in the comments and say, oh, thank you, I did this, I made some money. I'm very excited about that. I love to teach, teach, teach. So thank you. And of course, you're my VIP subscribers and I love you. So let's get started. So let's talk about the market report, the NGX market report. Let's talk about what actually happened last week. Let's look at what's going on with the bounce, the Nigerian Stock Exchange bounce, and then what next. Because, of course, you should know we're here to make some money. That's what we are here for. Now, one of the things I love to do in my community is to make sure that some of the stock picks, if not all, I give out should do nothing less than 50%. My target is actually to make 100% every first half and second half of the year. So imagine first half of the year, you're able to do 100%, second half of the year, able to do 100%. That way, you can grow your portfolio. So come on and join us in the community. Let's talk about the bullish momentum that's been going on. Of course, for me personally, I feel like now we have more reasons to invest compared to some years ago. Stock market is really doing well. I mean, both the Nigerian stock market and the US stock market. Always have a long-term plan. Always have a long. It's better you have a plan that, oh, I want to hold this stock from July to December, and the stock gives you 100% in September. It's sweet. You can take your money and then look for other places you can make another extra 20, 30%. Next thing I want to talk about is that the time in the market is better than time in the market. Always trying to find out what's the best and what's the best. And sometimes finding the best strategies, understanding fundamentals and technical analysis, knowing when pullback can be in your favor, can be better than time in the market. Stay patient. When you buy stocks, stay patient. We always quick because the next one we missed buying is doing well. That will ruin you. Know when to take your profit. One problem I have seen people do, which I've said repeatedly, is that I see them watch their stocks go up and then they watch the stocks come down. Very bad. If you don't know how to take profits, join my VIP community. I teach them that. So, warm welcome to my channel. Hi, my name is Julia. If you're meeting me for the first time, I show you how to make your money work for you, leveraging different asset classes. Most focus is on US stock market, Nigerian stock market, and mutual fund. Those are my key areas because you don't need to have everything to make money. You can actually pick one area and do so well in it. So watch this video to the end. You're going to learn a lot of things. Drop a comment, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Let's take it away. So we've had some couple of green days last week. And of course, Naira has been stable. I don't know if you noticed, if you have been trying to do some exchange from dollar to Naira, you notice that we even got as low as 1,495, which hasn't happened in a very long while. And of course, trading volumes actually increased. And we had some stocks that are doing quite well. So for me, I would say we have been, so keep your eyes open. Let's talk about some of the VIP gainers. I gave us Chams. I even called this one out. And some people said, Chams. Some people said, okay, oh, look at where Chams is. When I was talking about Chams, Chams was like 2 naira 60 kobo. Look at it, 3 naira 57. Look at this move. Wonderful. Now, Tesla, for those in the VIP for US stocks or anyone who is interested in US stock, this is one stock that we picked. Not just picking this, we also picked the ETF. And this stock returned. look at this move from 290 to 424. Talk about dollar, counting money in dollars. Come on and join our VIP. So I'm going to mention some of the stocks I'm going to talk about today. But of course, I want to drop a disclaimer. This is for educational purpose. These are from my own experiences. These things have worked for me. So if you hear me mention these stocks, please do your own due diligence. Don't just say okay, oh, do your own research so that there must be a part of you getting conviction that, oh, I have to buy this stock because of this. So don't just clearly follow someone like that. Even for those in the community, I always teach them how to do the fundamentals. So make sure you get all the information you need, do your own research. But if you want to learn from me, join our VIP. Now, we're going to look at positioning for rally. Of course, we know that market is picking up to go all the way back to the top. So I want you to think of it as a planting time. You missed the first move, you missed the second move. It doesn't matter. What matters is now that you're interested, what can you do? Of course, like I said, I always target 100% every half of the year. Now, most times we do more than that. The first half, we had one of our stock picks that did 600%. Some people got 300, depending on the time you actually joined and the time you bought the stock. We're also looking at that stock giving us another massive return. Now, I want you to know that you have to think of where to look out for when the market are in red. So red days are actually a blessing. So the stocks I'm going to mention are Chams and MTN. I'm also going to mention some stocks in the food and in the banking sector. So if you're ready, let's get into the chart. Let's look at the reports and then talk about this. So for the sake of people who want to join the community, you get the knowledge, you get the right apps, you get my recommendations, and of course, you get support from me. Now let's go into the chart. Let's first of all look at the NGX report and then look at the chart. Okay, so here we are in the weekly report. All you need to do is to go to Google and type NGX weekly report. So this is for last week. You see market report for September 12th, 2025. So of course, I'm going to show you the key things I always look out for. We had a total turnover of 3.188 billion shares, worth 99 billion. A lot happened though on the floor of the exchange in contrast to 3.117 billion for last week. Okay, so of course, as always, the financial service industry took the lead. Of course, they're like the Odogu, led by the consumer goods, and then followed by oil and gas. So it's good for you to see how every week you see that one sector has collected the lion's share, and then the rest are sharing the remaining things. So this is it. And then the top three trading equities were FCMB, Access Bank, and Universal Insurance. These ones moved by volume, and if you take your time, you can go through this information and read more. So you can see the financial sector taking 72%. You can see consumer good taking 6%. You can see oil and gas taking 6%. And then the remaining 16% is all other sectors. All other sectors. Now let's look at the weekly report. Let me just take you. Okay, so this is where I've been wanting to get to. So this is the weekly report, the top 10 move that stocks have had. This is amazing. Etranzact International, they actually had 45% move, meaning that if you had invested 1 million, you would have had 450,000 as profit in 1 week. 45%. Now I want you to understand that this doesn't happen all the time. Please note that it doesn't happen all the time. Now we have that communication that moved 23% in a week. Royal Exchange 22%. You can see University Press, ICO 19.48%. You can see Chams. Chams did 16% last week. Champions Breweries. These are stocks I mentioned last week. If you had been paying attention to my videos, please, you will know that I mentioned these two companies. And of course, I won't forget for us to look at the losers. That they are in the losing decline group this week does not mean that they have been doing badly. Some of them, people have been taking profit. If you look at like NEM Insurance, Etena, I feel like these ones, people definitely were taking profit. And that's why they actually dropped 9%. And I see them coming back up. So those are the things I want you to look at. No, now what happened with Etranzact? Etranzact stock had seen a significant, because of TIN, this Federal Inland Revenue Service approving them as the national e-invoicing system. This is enough for them to move. But be careful, don't just rush to go and buy now. I think this is not a good time to buy. Now let's look at the stocks that I told us I'm interested in for this particular week. The first one is MTN. So I feel like MTN, they've had a good run from a low of 170 something to a high of 490. Can you see this? 495. They've been amazing before this pullback down here, and this is where we are, 434. So for me personally, they are the service provider to beat both in Nigeria and all over Africa. And the second thing is that their stock is second most capped on stock exchange. I think they're in the like 3 trillion, something like that. And because people are buying airtime, data, and all of that every minute, this is the most capitalized company as at July 31, 2025. So they have a market cap of 9.9 trillion naira, which is amazing. So this is why I actually love this particular company. Now, the next one, I feel like these are stocks I feel like you should have them, but buy them on their pullbacks. Now, the next one I feel like these ones are going to do very well, both now and in the long run, is Presco. Presco has reached 1.5 before it pulled back to 1.480. I love Presco because they're milling, oil kernel processing, and vegetable oil refining. So, because this is something we use on daily basis, this palm oil is something that every restaurant, the number of soups we produce we cook in on daily basis is something we should have. And of course, celebration season is coming, Christmas is coming, so I feel like they're going to see a lot of boost because all the oil storage and all of that that people have been doing will give them a lot of boost. And they are also chasing the $1 trillion mark, the trillion naira mark. So this, I feel like they are going to do super well. Now, of course, if you have been paying close attention, I've been talking about UBA in the banking sector. You can see after their pullback to 45.65 naira, we are back up. We even hit 49 naira before dropping a little back to 48. So this type of consolidation, they are preparing for a move to the top, and that will be very, very good. And of course, if you also look at GTCO, you also look at Zenith, and they're all paying very juicy dividends. That's one of the reasons why I love banking stocks. And you can see they're taking the lion's share when it comes to buying them in the stock exchange. You can see they are taking the lion's share. And of course, I won't forget to mention my Chams. My Chams, look at this move. Beautiful. Look at this beautiful move. Look at when they pulled back. I showed you 2 naira 40 kobo and now 3 naira 57 kobo. I see them going to retest this and breaking this all-time high to create a newer one. This is one of the reasons why I love this company. So I think that this recent right that they did actually helped them. I feel like the buzz that it created actually helped them. So because of all this information, I don't think buying it now that you're hearing me, for those who heard me talk about it before, they would have actually made money. If you made money, please drop it in the comment section and tell me if you actually made money in Chance. But these are the kind of stocks that I love. Any pullback on this stock, I will willingly top up. I will say it with my full chest. This is the kind of stock I would really, really love to. And then for Etranzact, like I mentioned, it would be nice for us to also maybe probably take a look at it and pick a little more if you see a pullback. Never buy stock at an all-time high. So if you enjoyed this video, watch out for the next one I'm going to talk about.